Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Just smashing some magic spoon here as we continue with our latest Chicago Bears news and rumors. They are presenting today's show. So go to magicspoon.com/Bears, guys. This cereal is fantastic. I can't even start a show smoothly because I'm just enjoying my magic spoon that much. Get $5 off your first order, guys. This tastes better than the stuff you had as a kid. And guess what? It's actually healthy for you. 0 grams of sugar and 13 grams of protein. Get going. magicspoon.com/Bears. We also have a link in the comments and in the description. All right, let's jump on in. Eddie Jackson, he is back. He has been activated from the NFI list. He has been dealing with a hamstring injury, but now he's back. He's going to return to practice pretty soon. And this is a great sign because the Bears need Eddie Jackson healthy. There is simply no doubt about that. And they need him to bounce back after having just an okay year for his standards last year. Good sign to get him back and get him on the practice field before the first preseason game. There's plenty of time for him to ramp up and be ready to rock and roll before the real season opener against the Rams in September. Last year, he was still solid, but got a little unlucky with a couple of pick sixes that got called back. Didn't tackle as well overall either, so certainly he needs to play better this upcoming season, but to get him back there, get him healthy, kind of get intertwined with what Sean Desai is trying to do on this defense, that is certainly a great thing for everyone involved, so hopefully Jackson gets some quality reps here in the next few days. Will Eddie Jackson return to elite form? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Y for yes, N for no. Will Jackson return to elite form? Obviously, you hope he does because if he's playing at a high level, if Tayshaun Gibson's playing at a high level as well, you got Jalen Johnson. If you figure out those other corner spots, then this secondary can still be really good this year, even without Kyle Fuller. That is obviously a big loss. There's no doubt about that. But hopefully this Bears secondary can still play well this year, and hopefully Eddie Jackson is a big reason why. 0 interceptions last year. Yeah, a couple got called back. That's not up to standards, though, for him. He knows that. He's got to play better. The Bears defense needs him to play better, and I expect he will this upcoming season. Hey, get subscribed to Chicago Bears. Now, my boss has told me we got to hit 30,000 subscribers by Saturday before kickoff because we're going to do a live watch party of Bears versus Dolphins. 227 away here on Tuesday. We can get there, right? By Saturday, I got 3 or 4 days to pull this off, so subscribe. Share that link below with a friend, youtube.com/BearsNow. Hey, boss is holding us to a high standard here, so help us out, supports the show, and it's 100% free. Let's keep the injury news rolling here. Teven Jenkins. I don't know, man. He remains out. I don't like the way this continues to trend. Missed his 11th straight practice today. Still dealing with the back issue. We don't really know what that is. They keep going back tightness, back stiffness, whatever phrase you want to use. And let's just be honest, the Bears' offensive tackle situation right now, it's less than ideal, with Jermaine Ifedi also banged up. Here's what Nagy had to say when asked about it. We're at the same place where we were a week ago when it comes to Teven Jenkins. So that tells me he's not any closer to returning than he was 7 days ago. This is officially a problem, in my opinion. Eddie Jackson coming back before the first preseason game is very nice, but even if he didn't, that's a guy who's been around. This is a player that you traded up to draft in the second round, who played mostly right tackle in college. You're asking him to play left tackle, and he's taking 0 reps at training camp so far. 0. That's not good. That's a problem. That's a situation that if you're the Chicago Bears, you're thinking, do we feel good with what we have? Can we trot a guy like Larry Borum out there, who, by the way, has been banged up with a concussion? Can Elijah Wilkinson play left tackle if Jenkins isn't ready by week 1? Maybe. You don't want that. That Rams defensive front's going to be pretty nasty, so that's going to be a tough first game as it is. But if Jenkins isn't out there, or if he's out there with hardly any reps, that's not an ideal scenario for a guy that you've spent a lot of assets on to move up in the second round. So he remains out. Hopefully he gets out there very soon, but based on what Nagy had to say today, we're no closer than we were even a week ago. Will Teven Jenkins be ready by week 1 of the regular season? He's obviously not going to play Saturday at this point. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Will Teven Jenkins be ready by week 1 for the Chicago Bears. We'll just have to wait and see. Get your votes in and let us know what you guys think. Now, I told you guys today's show is presented by Magic Spoon. Their cereal is fantastic. It is sweet. It is delicious, but it's got absolutely 0 grams of sugar. It's low in carbs as well. 13 grams of protein. This is protein-packed cereal that tastes like the delicious flavors you had as a kid. 4 grams of net carbs is hardly any. It's way more on those mainstream brands that you usually see. Magic Spoon is a game changer. I had to ditch cereal for a while. These guys hit me up and they were like, hey, if you want to get back in the cereal game, you can do it with us, and you're not going to gain weight in doing so. A lot of you guys have reached out to me and said, hey, I've noticed you've lost some weight. And I'm like, hey, thanks. It's true. I've been working out, but also Magic Spoon has replaced some of the other junk I've been eating for breakfast. So go to magicspoon.com/bears. Get $5 off your first order. It is an absolutely fantastic product. That is magicspoon.com/bears. We also have a link in the comments and in the description. Click and shop today. Grab a box, grab 4 boxes. It's Magic Spoon. Very delicious cereal. More on the Bears kind of injury front. Technically not injury, but not available. 3 guys did come off the COVID list today. Elijah Wilkinson, Christian Jones, and Patrick Scales. Jones is watching Alec Ogletree, and he's like, crap, I got to get back out there. So they're back at practice. They're available. That's a good sign. Eddie Goldman still on the COVID list, which tells me he probably tested positive out of that group. Matt Nagy admitted he has not talked to Goldman since he's been out. The guy, as we've seen the last year, is not easy to get a hold of. He's a very private person, so hopefully he's back at practice soon. Hopefully he's feeling healthy as well. I don't think we have a real formal update there other than he is still on the COVID list. A couple other notes on some guys. Marquise Goodwin missed practice with a foot issue, dealing with a foot contusion. I don't think it's super serious, but he was not out there today on Tuesday. Danny Trevathan also out as well, dealing with a bit of a knee issue. I don't think either of those are very serious. They're vets. So they're being precautionary over those 2 situations. So that's kind of your injury update. A lot of guys we covered. So hopefully the guys who are banged up get back soon. Preseason, it's here. Week 1 on Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 Central Time. We'll be live for a watch party, so join us. But here's kind of the plan, at least it sounds like, with the starters from Matt Nagy. He says they will play 1 to 2 series, 8 to 10 plays. So if the first drive is lengthy and they, get down into the red zone and score, maybe it's just a 1-drive scenario. If they go 3 and out or something like that, might get a second series for Andy Dalton and company. We'll see how much the defensive starters play as well. We don't really know how much Justin Fields would play. I was thinking maybe like a quarter. Like maybe he checks in late in the first quarter, plays till halftime. Nick Foles plays the second half. We'll have to wait and see. I'm fired up about it, though, because we will be live on a watch party. How about this? Predict the score. Dolphins, Bears. Who you got in this preseason matchup? I want to hear from you guys down in the comments. Get your score predictions in for this preseason opener. All right, let's get into a little rumor here. How about trading for C.J. Henderson? Some folks on Bears Twitter have speculated, and hey, why wouldn't you? After the Jaguars apparently have made him available in a trade, which is very bizarre because he was a top 10 pick just last year. Not a couple of years ago, last year, 2020, and the Jags say, we feel good about where we're at corner. Let's shop C.J. Henderson. That's a little questionable. Now, certainly the Bears have question marks at corner after Jalen Johnson, but does C.J. Henderson solve those? A guy who's being shopped after 1 year in the league? I don't know. This is a weird development down in Jacksonville. I don't know what Urban Meyer's doing down there. Maybe Henderson they don't believe in him. This new regime doesn't think he's any good, but you're going to punt on a top 10 overall pick after a season? That's weird. I wonder if there's more stuff going on last year. Played in 8 games a year ago, had just the 1 interception. I think his PFF grade was like 57, 58, which is below average, so not very good, but still, I mean, this was a high draft pick for Jacksonville, and they're just like, yeah, he's available, come call us. Like, I don't know. That would make me hesitant, especially for a Bears football team that already doesn't have a first-round pick next year due to trading up for Justin Fields. So I couldn't give up anything more than a third if I was Chicago. That being said, after Jalen Johnson, I think there's reason to have some skeptical thoughts. You've got Desmond Trufant. We'll see what he is at this point. Duke Shelley, Kendall Vildor. Okay, they've had some reps toward the end of last year. Thomas Graham, I'm high on him, but he's still just a rookie. So I'm a little intrigued by the storyline. I don't know how intrigued I am to actually go out and trade for him. I loved him coming out of college, 6'1", 204. He runs well. There was some actual real ability question marks because he kind of was just this great athlete that played corner, but does he have the ball skills? Well, maybe Jags are realizing he doesn't, but there is some upside here. There's no doubt about that. That's why he was a top 10 pick. So what do you think? Should the Bears trade for C.J. Henderson? Type T for trade, type P for pass. Get your votes in. I'm curious to see what you guys think on this one. So T for trade, P for pass. Should the Bears trade for C.J. Henderson? All right, I added this to the show late on in the process. We were reviewing graphics and everything, and I'm seeing all these Trubisky mentions on my Twitter feed. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Well, it sounds like he's butthurt from his time in Chicago. So he met with the Bills media today, and I'm just so excited to be here. Yeah, new start for me here in Buffalo. It's a great feeling, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, Chicago gets brought up. And he kind of indirectly tries to body the Bears. Here's what he had to say, quote, "It's just really nice to be in a place where people want you and care about you progressing as a person and a player." I have a lot of thoughts on this. I'm not going to dive into it too much because he's gone. Best of luck to him. But this is soft, man. This is soft from Mitchell Trubisky. You don't think the Bears wanted you? They traded up for you to draft you number 2 overall in the same draft that included Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. The Bears tried to make this work. Mitch tried as well. It just didn't work. Sometimes things don't work. At the end of the day, you know why he's not in Chicago anymore? You know why you're not here anymore, Trubisky? Because you just weren't good enough. You were too inconsistent. That's what it comes down to. Maybe there was some inconsistent coaching along the way, but the good ones emerge. You didn't emerge. And stop acting like the Bills wanted you so bad. They paid you $2.5 million. That's low-end money for quality backups. Like, no one wanted Mitch Trubisky, so he took $2.5 million to go to Buffalo. So I think it's soft. I still wish him the best. He did a lot of great community work in Chicago, but sayonara, as I like to say when it comes to this one. Who's going to have the better career? Type JF for Justin Fields. Type MT for Mitchell Trubisky. If it's MT, we got bigger problems than what Trubisky had to say earlier today. So get your votes in. JF, MT. I better see hundreds of JFs down in the comments section because, let's be real, look at the career numbers from Mitch. He was just okay in Chicago. There's a reason he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL right now. It's not just the Bears don't think he's that good. He's not that well respected in NFL circles. He's okay. He can start some games if you need him to, but there's a reason they traded for Nick Foles last year because they felt like he'd give them a better chance to win. That obviously didn't prove to be the case, but that's more Nick Foles just being really bad than Trubisky being really good. So best of luck to him, but enjoy holding that clipboard in Buffalo. Get subscribed to Chicago Bears now. Quick reminder, we will be live for a watch party on Saturday. Bears, Dolphins. We get to watch Justin Fields in the preseason in this one. We'll catch Trubisky in the next preseason game when the Bears play the Bills. We'll see how that goes. YouTube.com/Bears now. Don't miss any of our coverage, and let's hit 30K subs before Saturday.